Hey guys, as you know, I'm Tad, the RA on the second floor, and this is going to be my passive program for the semester. Basically what I'm going to be doing is a vlog every week or so. I'm going to feature different guests. This week happens to be Tim Swar, the RA on the fourth floor, and we're going to be talking about selfhood and identity based on individualist and communitarian views. I'm just going to go ahead and start off and ask Tim what you think about, an individual, who you are, and who you are in a community.
Yes, I think a great analogy to draw to kind of highlight the distinctions between the individual and the communitarian point of view is the Olympics. The Olympics are on right now. We've all been watching them. Mm-hmm. We're familiar with a lot of the events. And you'll notice that in the Olympics there are sports where you have a team of people doing something like curling or bobsledding. Then you have sports where it's just an individual against everybody else, and it's kind of like each person against every other person, kind of like skiing is a good example, or skating, the skating races that have been on. So I think that really what we're going to try and get at here is how do people function kind of in both positions, because I don't think there's anyone who is just a part of a community and doesn't have any self-interest or ambitions as an individual. But at the same time, I don't think there's anybody who is so fragmented from his community that he puts his needs so far above everyone else's that he's not looking out for anyone but himself. So I think that's a pretty good place to start.
Yeah, I really like how you brought up the Olympics. It's currently happening. If you guys haven't been watching it, you should go do that.
It's on like every channel.
Yeah, exactly. But you mentioned an individual sport like skating,
mm-hmm.
But something else I kind of thought of, like the Summer Olympics. They have swimming, which ultimately that's an individual competition.
Sure.
But they're still swimming for a team.
There's a team,
yeah.
Or a relay. I think a relay is a good example of the kind of hybrid, both positions where you're part of a team and everybody times or scores matter, but they're achieved on an individual basis. So that's a good point.
Yeah. So what we want you guys to, see in this little comparison of individual competition and team building or community building is that you can have identity in yourself without with or without community. However, ultimately your individual self is a result of your community, whether that be the guys that you live down the hall with, your roommate, your parents, your professors, whoever. It's those relationships you build with people that really define who you are. And I think it's important. I think Tim would agree that the relationships you build with people can really affect your well-being and your success, now and in the future, whatever you do. So, do you have any examples of relationships that have bettered you?
Or? A good place to start. Tad and I are both RAs. I think that for me as an RA, there's a lot of individual protocol that I have to follow, and in terms of my duties as an RA, and that often involves me going on rounds or being present in the dorm by myself and checking things out and seeing how people are doing and being a good neighbor. And that's on an individual basis. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who are constantly helping me. I have other RAs. I have the RD. I have a lot of the administration available to encourage me and assist me and kind of coach me. And in that way, I think that even though RAing is an individual sport in many respects, at many different times we couldn't do it without the support and encouragement of other people. And if you pan out wide enough, there's always a team surrounding everyone. And we can talk about sports like boxing or running or tennis or chess, where it's really just one person versus another person. Wrestling is another good example of this. But if you look, if you pan out a bit, you'll see that there's coaches, there's other athletes, especially athletes who they aspired to be like earlier in their careers, and there's a fan base, and there's sponsors, and there's a lot of people coming together to provide a possible avenue for achievement for the individual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like what you said about community helping you, but I also want you guys to realize that you can help the community. Like Tim said, he makes rounds, and he has different responsibilities, and he helps the community helps him achieve those responsibilities and accomplish the things that he needs to. But the RA staff as a whole, wouldn't be complete without Tim. He lightens the load on the rest of us, just like I do, just like Blake and Dan and Jerry do.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
That's good, and I mean, talking about the individual and his self-interest and his ambition, this is where it's really important, because it's good to have a form of competition between yourself and other people, and not just competition, but I guess duty also, and wanting to do your best at all times, and to contribute to the team in a very meaningful way. Not to just be supported, but to support others, and not just to look other people, but to do something noble that other people can look up to you for.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, guys, so this is what I want you to do over the next week. After you watch this video, feel free to comment below. Come talk to me, come talk to Tim. I'm sure he'd be willing to sit down and have a conversation with you. We just want you guys to realize who you are as part of the community, and what you can do for that community, and what that community does for you. Living in a dorm, that's very important. And go ahead, look like you have to say something.
I was just saying, like, in your comments, I think Tad would appreciate this, if you want to absolutely comment on this video, but if you have other ideas for future videos,
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, comment on, like, let Tad know who other people you would like Tad to interview, or topics you would like him to discuss. I'm sure that would help Tad.
Even if you guys wanted to be in Tim's spot right now.
Yeah, I think that'll help Tad get a leg up on next week's video. So be sure to include that.
Definitely. So hope you guys learned something. Hope you can better yourselves and live life to the fullest this week. So see you next week, guys.
See you guys.
Thank you, Tim.
Yep.